Doggy and Sophia in the morning. We have two very special guests in the building.
We have Teddy Grimes,
Yo, extensive knowledge, baby.
director and editor and videographer of a brand new documentary called The Red Eye Tour that is dropping on September 13th.
Red Eye.
And we have one of the artists that he followed around Europe, Muja Messiah.
Good morning.
How you feeling this morning?
Good. Thanks for having us.
So this film, this is a journey that you guys documented, right?
It's a journey. It's a whole, it's an experience. We're riding waves, you know what I'm saying? Literally and spiritually, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of stuff happened, man. A lot of stuff happened.
So yeah, give us a brief synopsis about this documentary.
All right, so essentially it's 3 MCs and a cameraman set out on their first European tour and are confronted with racial politics while simultaneously processing the police violence in their own backyards.
Okay.
The journey connects them with locals on issues from their regions and generates reflection on their common experiences. Along the way, they gain perspective on identity as well as honor life's passing and forge new beginnings. The crew must navigate language barriers, discrimination, and being detained by Vatican police on a quest to share hip-hop with the world.
Wow.
Yeah, Teddy got arrested at the Vatican.
Wow.
That's a spoiler.
Hold up. So tell us about that. I was wondering, it's just wild. So what kind of countries did you guys hit, first of all? Because you guys hit countries that I've never even thought about going to be honest. But it was incredible when I found out you guys went there. What are some of the countries that you went to?
We first landed in Germany,
yeah.
Right?
We landed in Germany.
We went to Prague, Czech Republic.
Well, we thought we could rent a car and drive to the Ukraine.
Yeah, that was not happening.
Found out that's illegal. So
Whoa.
We ended up in Poland, Warsaw.
Yeah, Poland.
Czech Republic. And then eventually the Ukraine was our first destination, our first show.
Yeah, we stopped in Cyprus, on the island of Cyprus, in a place called Larnaca, which is like this paradise, essentially. You know, we came from Ukraine and went to Larnaca, and in Ukraine it's like the food was hard to find. You know, it's like cobblestones, and it's
we
real.
We got followed by the police one night for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, walking around,
tinted windows, just staring, like going like 5 miles an hour, just following us.
Wow.
And we got scared, and then Hooks was like, "It's just like America."
Yeah,
like
I mean
America.
it is though, and it's also the common experiences between what was going on in the U.S., especially in Minnesota, and what was going on out there, too, kind of like what we were dealing with throughout the whole process.
Because it was around the time that Philando Castile passed away, right?
Yeah, it was around the
taken
exact
away.
time,
Yeah.
that Philando was murdered by Yanez, the police officer, and
Wow.
was at Falcon Heights, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Which
glad
is also like a mile away from where you was staying at, so it's like,
it's from my house.
yeah.
I'm
So you
glad
guys are
said-
finding out about this news while you were all the way over there.
While
So-
we're in Europe,
It was
yeah.
devastating. We found out probably like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, right?
Yeah, man, we found out before everybody else, which was weird, right? Because we seen, I think Hook seen like a text or like a tweet or something like that, and then we were hitting people. I remember he hit like Tech or someone back, and he didn't know what he was talking about. But we were seeing the video, like we got the information first somehow, which is weird because it happened in Minnesota. But
Yeah.
we were talking to people in Minnesota, and they said they didn't know. And we're like, is this real? Is this like what's going on? Because why don't people in Minnesota know about it if we know about it? So it's kind of,
That's wild.
it was weird.
So what was really the inspiration to do this? Because I'm sure this wasn't cheap. I'm sure that and also you guys went through a lot to do it. What
You're
was
all independent
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
Independent
Yeah.
artists.
Exactly.
Me and Eli had an idea to go to Israel to do a show, and then we needed to document it, so we got up with Teddy, and then me, Teddy, and Eli sat down and said, "Why just Israel? Let's go. Let's reach out and go everywhere."
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you gotta go all the way there to just go to one country. You might as well go to like all of them around
Right,
it.
exactly. And that's what I feel like is unique about this documentary, because it's not like we're trying to embellish anything. It's not like we're trying to make it look like it's this big, huge thing and we're on tour and we're popping bottles and this and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's real life. Like, this is what happened while we were there, and this is what we're dealing with. Like different experiences. Like, Muja found out that he was going to marry Maria out there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
when you got
Like,
her the Ruby, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was a trip to
Yes.
Jaffa on the day of arrest. You went to go get some jewelry or something, and
I walked 2 miles in 100 degrees by myself because they told me the place would be closed, and I didn't believe them, right? And then God spoke to me.
like that was like the most lesson. Like, what was the biggest lesson that you learned going out there and experiencing that culture?
Fly your drone in the Vatican.
Don't fly it at the Vatican. It's not a good idea.
Okay, you gotta explain
And that's
that.
what you got arrested for, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we all got detained. Essentially, what happened is I flew it up. You know, I asked Muja like, "Yo, hey, you think I should do this?" He's like, "Man, do what you want."
But I said,
And I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
it.
No. You said do what you want, and you know, I could have researched it or something, but I'm like, I'm gonna just get it. You know, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. I flew it up. It wasn't for 5 minutes. The dude came up and grabbed my arm, like, "Yo, you need to take that down right now."
Undercover, like people
Undercover.
out of nowhere, out of the crowd.
He didn't have no badge, no nothing. I'm like, "What do you mean I got to take it down?" You know, and he was like, "Man, I'm police, this and that. You got to take this down. You're at the Vatican. You can't fly this here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Wow.
I'll take it down."
Did
You
they
know,
have
it got serious after that point.
Did they have the Swiss guard come arrest you?
It was a
The guys
Swiss
with
guard,
the- with
but
the
it was
weird
it
little
was
wings?
undercover though. It was like the cats in the offices.
He detained Teddy and then asked Teddy, "Who are you with?" And Teddy was.
Man,
Silence.
you know what it was though.
Yes.
He did. I'm not, I'm not gonna go too far into
Yo,
that
Teddy's a
situation,
G.
but
One time for Teddy.
even-
man.
Yeah, man. It's not every day you can
Big
get
high
arrested at
fives.
the Vatican and not snitch on your
Yeah,
homies. You know what I'm saying?
It was but yeah, I mean, Eli was standing over by my other bags. I was like, "Can you stand over by my bags so no one runs away with it?" You know, so they automatically pointed him out. And he was like, "Who we y'all with?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, you know." And then it was kind of like they seen two other dudes standing next to the fountain, and then they made the connection. I don't know if he was looking over his shoulder or what exactly, determined that, but yeah, they brought us all into the room and they detained us, and we were sitting there, and then they dropped them off. And then they took me to like a CSI building, essentially, and they
put him in the back of like one of those foreign cars. I don't know, like a Renault or something. You know,
it was
like a weird
like a
foreign
Fiat,
car. Just like the movie. Put him in the middle, two guys in the back, two guys in the front, and he drove off, and we just saw his face as he drove off, and we thought we weren't never gonna see him again.
I remember looking back and
God.
everybody standing on the corner, just like one of them movies or something. Like you look back out the car and it's like, yeah, it was devastating.
And then, remember the guy there said, "Why are you so sad? This is not America. We're not going to kill him."
Yeah, he did. He
said
did.
that.
He did.
Wow.
He said that too,
that.
especially after like the whole thing with Philando, and that was, you know what I mean. After that, and so it all tied in. You know what I'm saying? And it was
Wow.
It was tough. I mean, it was probably like 4 or 5 hours that they detained me there. You know, they fingerprinted me, ran my name through the system, made sure I didn't have any outstanding warrants in Italy, and then they're like, "Okay, you were just." They thought I was a spy or something, like, and the Pope was there that day or the next day, so there was like high security,
Right.
and it was like, yeah,
Well-
Vatican police ain't nothing to play with.
What was the most striking thing that you learned about one of these countries or the people that live in the countries?
Man, that it's the same everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's people dealing with police brutality, oppression, hip hop, just sharing hip hop, seeing hip hop in other places of the world, like Ukraine. There was straight b-boy cats rocking like 90s throwback Adidas, sweatshirts and all types of different, like it was real authentic hip hop, but that was like their version of it. You know what I'm saying? So
But in the Ukraine, they kind of frown upon English speaking.
They do.
So it took us 2 hours to find the right train. They didn't want to talk to us.
yeah.
They're tough people in the Ukraine. They don't play. And it was a little intimidating at times being in the Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, just the language barrier for one, and then like, yeah, it's frowned upon. So you go up and ask somebody something, and they're like, even if they know English, they're not trying to talk to you because their friends are looking at them like, "Don't talk to that guy." He's
All the guys
American.
are like ex-military, and all the women are models.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see this film. I'm really very proud that people from this city and the scene have gone out and brought back a culture outside of here, and they can show you what it's really like outside of Minneapolis in a completely foreign world. And I want to know more about like the release of this film and where is it, what time it will be, and where people can find it.
For sure. So the Red Eye World Tour is going to be at the Trilon Cinema, which is 2820 East 33rd Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55406. It's right next to Peace Coffee off of Minnehaha. So like down the block from the police station and Target and Denny's and all that over there. It's like right down the block from there, just right around the corner. Got the mural with like the animal eating the carcass on it. I don't know if y'all seen that, but it's kind of like it's like right next to that mural. If y'all
like
know,
the true graffiti artist.
yeah. Also, it was cool to
mural.
it was cool to see the graffiti over there in different parts of the world and the art. You know, there's a lot of art in like Israel when we went out there in Tel Aviv. There was a lot of different perspectives that were gained. I feel
it was
like
striking also. Bring back to your question, how many people kind of felt sorry for us that when we told them where we were from, right?
yeah,
Wow.
They were,
yeah.
oh, sorry to hear that, brother. Oh, give me a hug. Oh, let me get you guys something. Man, tell me about it. What's going on? You know, like they felt almost bad. They felt sorry for us.
Yeah, they did.
That's wild.
Like being
Yeah.
from
I
America.
think it's
Like,
because of our president.
Just because
Yeah.
of
I
the
think it just
situation
in
America,
general.
you know, they think you walk outside, it's a mass shooting, your president's crazy, everything. They want to know, they asking us what's going on, and we're like, we don't know, you know, that's just our life. We don't look at it like them, but from the outside looking in, they have sympathy for us.
Wow.
That's
right.
That's powerful.
It was
Whew.
powerful.
Yeah.
It happened a lot.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a common experience.
I have a question. You guys ended in Israel, right? Is that where you wound up?
We ended in Rome.
In Rome. Okay.
Actually.
Dang.
But-
Wow. That's so tight.
Because
Okay, go
it
ahead.
was like the drone got took. They confiscated all my footage. I had footage of like the drone flying above the Coliseum because I flew it at the Coliseum, right? I got above the Coliseum, and then it was fine there. There was police. They didn't say nothing. But then we went to the Vatican. I'm like, it should be good, you know. Just flew it up without doing no previous research or nothing. Just like, you know, I should have looked a little bit more into it, but just flew it up, and then they came and swooped on us real quick. But then after that, it kind of killed the vibe a little bit, you know. So it was like, I don't know. Let's just go back. At that point, it was like, let's just go back. We booked our flights. We came back to Minneapolis and
Okay.
then had the return show, which was at Ice House.
But you guys did go to Israel, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We went to Israel. We went to Jerusalem, and we also
Palestine.
Palestine. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially, like, it was Palestine, right? And then Israel took that from Palestine. So people in Jerusalem were calling it Palestine. Where we're like going through the corridors, like we filmed a video on the street that Jesus carried the cross on, you know, like in the Bible, Via Dolorosa or whatever, you know. It's like, so it was a real spiritual experience. We were walking around getting lost in the corridors for hours, like we almost missed the bus back, you know. It was hectic.
So people were calling it Palestine.
Yeah,
That's
Palestine.
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 So
'Cause-
we'd be like, man, I've never been to Jerusalem. They'd be like, no, Palestine.
Now you know.
And they were very welcoming, though. Except for some of the kids, right? They was kicking garbage cans at us.
Yeah. The kids,
And
the
so-
kids was having fun.
And so just to reiterate, outside of you two, the other people on the journey with you were RP Hooks
Yeah,
and Eli Fema, correct?
yeah.
Other two MCs, and so you were just following them around, and that's incredible. And you know, just let us know one more time when the date is for this release and the theater.
September 13th. That's this upcoming Thursday. Doors are at 6:30 p.m. Location is the Trilon Cinema, 2820 East 33rd Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55406. You can also get tickets on their website. You can find it on there. Just click the date.
And we will have information on GoRadioMN.com on how to get your tickets and just a written down synopsis of the movie, a trailer, and photos you could see who these men are. And is there anything you guys want to add about how you feel about this film?
Man, I feel like it's gonna be good. You know, it's been a long time coming to kind of wrap it up. You know, it was right after the death of my father, actually, so it was kind of like Papa Ray Ray. So it was like rest in peace. You know, either I was gonna stay back and not be able to go on the tour if he was still with us, or you know, he passed away and I was able to go on the tour, and that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? I went on the tour.
But he brought Papa Ray Ray with us.
I brought his
and
ashes,
spread it
right?
over
So I
every
brought his
country that
ashes.
we went to. It
And I was able to spread his
amazing.
ashes across, you know, and that's in the film too. So it's also like, I feel like there's a lot of feelings that I've been like harboring this whole time, you know, kind of like, I feel like this is going to be a good closure to the whole situation and be able to just like move on past that. You know, I've been watching footage of, you know, spreading my dad's ashes and all, you know, for the past 2 years, and it's heavy, you know what I mean? But being able to have closure on that, I feel like it's going to be a good thing. I just want people to see it, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a lot of Minneapolis hip hop in the building, so that's what the plan is.
Wow. Teddy Grimes, ladies and gentlemen, the director of the Red Eye Tour, coming out on September 13th. Can't wait. I cannot wait to see it. It's going to be beautiful.